devotion, dedication. Also, she's got maybe she's too humble to say, too modest to say, but she's got a great fighting spirit, no doubt. She's a warrior, goes out there and doesn't give a single game. Actually, she has probably the most bagels of anyone in women's tennis. It speaks about how seriously and professionally she's taking every single point and game on the court. So that's very admirable. I really like that kind of champion spirit and mindset.
No, yeah, I would be lying to you if I said I had no reservations. Obviously, you guys know who I am and the things I speak about, and I was pretty much on almost every player call that I could make.
Line, ready to serve. They don't need to cheer. No one's talking to you. She's talking to me, okay? I haven't started. Your team is chanting. I'm too old for these mind games, okay?
In what has become one of the most talked about controversies in the WTA this year, the dispute between Coco Gauff and Belinda Bencic has taken an unexpected twist. What started as a minor disagreement on the court quickly escalated, drawing attention from tennis fans and players alike. And now, the world's best tennis player, Novak Djokovic, has come forward to show his support for Coco Gauff. The drama began when Bencic accused Gauff of unsportsmanlike conduct, only for her claims to eventually unravel, revealing a different story. Now, with Djokovic joining the conversation, the spotlight on this ongoing saga is shining brighter than ever. Let's dive into the details of this unfolding drama and what it means for the future of both players. Novak Djokovic was adamant that Coco Gauff did nothing wrong during the match. He explained that Coco was simply speaking up to ensure every point was counted fairly, but Belinda Bencic attempted to undermine Coco's valid concerns by falsely portraying her as in the wrong. Djokovic backed Coco, saying that Bencic's accusations of Gauff manipulating the referee were completely unjust. Bencic seemed to be taking shots at Coco, trying to disrupt her focus and throw her off her game. Let's hear exactly what was said during this heated exchange.
Coco responded, "There's nobody in the stadium. It's been so respectful. I treat your team with respect. We treat each other with respect. The ball was a drop shot winner."
Novak Djokovic's support for Coco Gauff was spot on, as she was the one unfairly targeted in this situation. What followed next was nothing short of extraordinary. Coco Gauff went on to defeat Belinda Bencic in front of a global audience, demonstrating her incredible resilience and mental toughness. Despite Bencic taking the first set and looking strong, Coco never lost her focus or gave in. As the match progressed, Gauff honored her team and her dedication, flipping the script completely. With unmatched determination, she dominated the next two sets, leaving Bencic in the dust. It was a powerful moment that reminded everyone not to underestimate the strength and resolve of a determined black woman. Coco Gauff didn't just respond with her game, she made sure to speak out afterward as well. She was clear in saying that she had never disrespected her opponent, but she also acknowledged the tension that had surrounded the match. Gauff admitted that it wouldn't be honest to say she wasn't affected by Belinda's behavior. She recognized exactly what Bencic was attempting to do, get under her skin and disrupt her focus. However, Coco made it clear that in the end, she gave Bencic exactly what she needed: a lesson in resilience and staying focused under pressure.
No, yeah, I would be lying to you if I said I had no reservations. Obviously, you guys know who I am and the things I speak about, and I was pretty much on almost every player call that I could make.
Coco Gauff's response on the court was perfectly measured. She approached the situation with remarkable maturity and composure. Coco made it clear that she wouldn't speak negatively about Bencic or her team, showing them respect. She emphasized that respect should be mutual, and while she holds her own team in the highest regard, it's evident that the same level of respect isn't always reciprocated by Bencic or other players. Despite facing challenges and negativity, Coco continues to rise above it, maintaining her dignity and staying focused on what truly matters. Novak Djokovic emphasized that Coco Gauff's actions were never aimed at anyone personally. Rather, they were driven by her fierce fighting spirit. He called Coco a warrior, someone who steps onto the court with the determination to not give her opponent an inch, pushing them to their limits. Djokovic completely dismissed Belinda's claims about Coco, indirectly stating that fighters like her don't resort to such tactics. He made it clear that Coco's focus is always on the game and her drive to succeed, not on undermining her opponents.
You know, devotion, dedication. Also, you know, she's got maybe she's too humble to say, too modest to say, but she's got a great fighting spirit, no doubt. You know, she's a warrior, goes out there and, you know, doesn't give a single game. Actually, she has probably the most bagels of anyone in women's tennis.
And Novak's assessment was spot on, because Coco isn't afraid to fight for her rights, even on the court. A perfect example of this came during her US Open match against Laura Siegemund, where it became painfully clear that the referee was doing everything possible to hinder Coco's chances. With questionable calls and what appeared to be a clear bias in favor of her opponent, the frustration mounted. Rather than letting it slide, Coco confronted the referee head-on, publicly challenging the fairness of the decisions. It was obvious that the delayed calls were meant to disrupt her flow, but Coco wasn't about to back down. Her boldness in speaking out against the injustice didn't go unnoticed. The fans in the stands and the commentators alike stood behind her, applauding her for speaking up and highlighting the unfair actions. It was a powerful display of resilience, and the overwhelming support from the crowd was a testament to the respect and admiration they had for her strength and determination. Coco wasn't finished there. Once the referee was finally compelled to call a violation on Siegemund, something that had only happened once out of 4 incidents, Coco made it clear that penalties needed to be enforced fairly and consistently. She held the referee accountable, consistently questioning her decisions and insisting that the rules be applied properly. Coco wasn't about to let the situation slide. She made sure the referee knew she wouldn't back down until justice was served. Her unwavering resolve sent a strong message. Coco Gauff would always stand up for herself and demand fairness, regardless of the challenges she faced. As expected, the aftermath of the match unfolded predictably. Laura Siegemund, clearly shaken by her loss, broke down in tears during the press conference. She attempted to paint herself as the victim, claiming that Coco had wronged her. In an effort to gain sympathy, Siegemund tried to shift the focus of the narrative, despite Coco already exposing the unfair actions of both her and the referee, both on and off the court. However, the truth was clear to everyone who witnessed Coco's brave stand for justice.
It's the first time I'm crying in a press conference. As a tennis player, you are a performer. You owe the people. You owe the kids that watch. And I'm just a bit, I mean, at the end of the day, I go home and I can look at myself and I can say, I did a great job.
In the midst of this controversy, Novak Djokovic has once again proven why he is considered one of the greatest players in tennis history. By looking past the surface-level drama and seeing through the propaganda surrounding the situation, he demonstrated the kind of clarity and insight that only a true champion possesses. While many were swept up in the narrative that Belinda Bencic tried to create, Djokovic stayed focused on the truth. He recognized that Coco Gauff wasn't the problem, but rather she was a victim of unfair treatment and was being unjustly framed. Djokovic's unwavering support for Coco sent a powerful message, not only about his respect for her as a player, but also about his commitment to fairness and integrity in the sport. In a world where media narratives can be manipulated and pressure can lead players to take sides, Djokovic stood tall, refusing to be swayed by false accusations. His words offered much-needed validation for Coco, reinforcing that her actions on the court were driven by her fierce fighting spirit and desire for fairness, not by any ill intentions. As a result of this support, Coco Gauff's position has been strengthened, while Belinda Bencic is now under immense pressure. The tennis world is watching closely, and the truth has come to light. Coco's resilience, both on and off the court, has earned her the respect of not just fans, but also her fellow players. In the end, Djokovic's intervention has highlighted the importance of standing by what's right, ensuring that the truth prevails, and reminding everyone that in the world of tennis, justice should always be the final winner. What do you think about Novak Djokovic's support for Coco Gauff in this controversy? Do you believe his perspective helped shed light on the truth of the situation? How do you feel about Belinda Bencic's actions and the pressure she's now facing? Do you think Coco Gauff's response on and off the court sets an important example for other athletes, especially in the fight against unfair treatment and racism in sports? Let us know your thoughts. Do you agree with Djokovic, or do you have a different perspective on the whole situation? We'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below.